Om Shri Sairam. As indicated in the earlier part of this presentation, there are three types of roles for which a user can register for. The registration happens by clicking on the Register Now button. Once the user clicks on the Register Now button, the system presents to the user the terms and conditions page. On this page, the user needs to accept the terms and condition and enter the captcha that has been displayed on this particular area. Upon identifying the right captcha as well as checking the terms and conditions checkbox on this page, the user goes and clicks on the Submit button. If the user has entered an incorrect letter sequence for the captcha, the system will renew the captcha and ask the user to enter the captcha again. Enter the correct captcha and select the Terms and Conditions button checkbox and click on the Submit button. This particular process goes on unless the user enters the correct captcha that has been displayed on this particular page. Once the user enters the correct captcha, she will be taken to the next page, which is the registration page. Please note, while doing any registration, ensure your version of Firefox is 3.6.26. Upon entering the correct captcha and checking the terms and conditions page, the system presents to the user the registration form. On the registration form, the fields that have been marked by an asterisk symbol indicate that the fields are mandatory or required. If the user were to enter an email ID that has already been used for registration and in an earlier attempt, the system will display this email address is already in use message. Please enter a correct ID and a valid ID for taking ahead the registration process. Please note, the system also checks that the email ID is valid and an email can be sent to this particular ID for activation purposes. An invalid email ID will not be accepted by the system and you will have to make the corrections again. Upon entering the correct email ID, enter a password. Password needs to be minimum 6 characters. As the user enters various fields, the system indicates in a red color that there is some issue while entering that particular field. Upon correcting that value, the system displays the label of that particular field in black color. In case a field has not been entered with the correct value, the system will indicate that field color, label color in red color. Select the date, the month and the year. Select the gender. Enter the contact number, any alternate contact number, the country, state, city, town or village, any other details, languages known, address 1, address 2, PIN code, all can be entered by this particular user. As indicated, a privileged guest can be selected by those users who want to have a look at the application before they go ahead to become either an IT volunteer or a content generation teacher. Upon submitting, clicking on the submit button, the system validates the page and indicates to the user that they can check their email for the activation link. Please note that on the registration page, you also have a forgot password link which you can click on and have access to change the password for your username. This is the end of the first part of creating a user ID or registering a user as a privileged guest. Thank you, Saira.